Right then, we got a lot to unpack today. Took 2 trades, 1 loss, 1 win. £70 profit. I think overall it's like 70 something pips on the day. So yeah, first trade minus 25, second trade plus 95, so 70 pips on the day. We'll take that. And yeah, it was a pretty interesting one. So I didn't take any trades yesterday, hence no video. And yeah, it was just a lot of FOMC stuff yesterday, so I wasn't really too keen on trading it. And today I took my 2 trades on the S&P, as you can see here. So let's get straight into this. To start off, we had a sweep of yesterday's high in the London session. From this, we also traded above the previous daily high. Is that Monday's high? Yeah, so we swept Monday's high and yesterday's high, and then traded up in the London session. Where's the midnight open? This is the midnight opening candle on the hourly, so you can see, you know what I mean? So from here, we got I think it's a 30-minute inverse fair value gap, so that's already quite a nice start. And then we got the breaker structure here. I was looking at this here to see what price would do, and as you can see, wasn't sure if it was just going to come back up off this, but it accumulated for a bit, dropped down, and then to this. Now I wanted to see this gap get inversed, and then move down from that. And then at the time, we also had 1 fair value gap, 2 fair value gaps form. So these are on different time frames. I think there's a 1 minute on that first, on the lower one. Maybe not. It was maybe a 15-minute. What time frame was it? Was it 3 minute? Yeah, so it was a 3 minute. Apparently. I don't know. There was one of them. There was 2 fair value gaps that formed. I was looking at this and this for price to retrace. Now my first entry, the original stop would have been up here, and then I felt like I was a bit early because this was around like 7:50. It wasn't even 8 o'clock yet. We had this, so I trimmed my stop, targeting previous daily low. As you can see, we got relatively equal lows here, and I was mainly thinking, because on Nasdaq we haven't taken a previous daily high, and we were around here at this time. No, right, we were here, just in the 30 minutes drop down. So this was around here. When price started pulling back, I had already trimmed my stop on the S&P, and realistically, if I kept my stop where it was, the trade would have been fine. But I took the first loss on this purely because of the time, and I trimmed my stop. You can see here, just got tapped out, and then the NFP news hit at 1:15 or 8:15 New York time. So that's this candle here. Let me just turn off the drawings. This down candle here, and saw this displacement. And I was cautious to the fact that, you know, swept this internal liquidity here. And then we eventually came down to the PM session from yesterday. And there was a lot of S&T looking that I was doing here. So my initial target was previous daily low on the Nasdaq, because we were closer to it, and it just made more sense that we would trade down into it around 9 o'clock, manipulate down into it, and then possibly come back up. So the initial idea for these trades was, if Nasdaq hits the previous daily low or trades below it, then I'll close this trade whenever it hits, just because it's more likely it's going to come back up. And as you can see, that did happen. And so my second entry, so I actually went out for lunch at work around the time I got stopped out, and then this was when I came back into the office. So I think it was a 1 minute. Yeah, so we created an inverse here and then traded down, traded back up into this imbalance here, tapped this, And then from this candle, I was waiting a tiny bit just to see if we would continue up. But, you know, we've already filled this imbalance, traded through this, come down, broke that again. The entry was here, target previous daily low. And then closed the trade at 8:42. I'd set a trade notification on NASDAQ for the previous daily low. This was when this happened here. So that turned out to be the right move today, and we made back our 20 quid loss, and this trade was £90 total. So it was a 70 quid day. It's not bad. And then, yeah, as you can see, price moved up in the AM session. Yeah. So in terms of an entry, I wasn't really looking too much because I'd already taken my trade, but I was watching NASDAQ. And what we got was, I think it was a 15-minute. Yeah, so from here, we got a 15-minute inverse fair value gap. Just tapped it. And then instead of a fair value gap above the breaker structure, we had a breaker block, which is this yellow box marked out. And then that would have been a nice little move up there. You see that? I was looking at this on the 1 minute, I think, when I lined this up. I didn't take this trade, this was just lining it up, see what was going on. And this TP would have been London highs, I think. Yeah, so that was the London highs. You can see we've got rest in liquidity here. And then prices eventually come up and swept the AM high from yesterday. So really, if I'd taken this one, this would have been a really nice move, 2 to 1. And the reason I didn't was because I'd already taken one for the day, and that's fine. So don't want to overtrade. Got my profits, so it's fine. And yeah, we're looking at this now. For reference, I was just looking at what would be the scenario if I full ported this. Obviously, I'm not going to full port it because that's stupid. But you know, what's the maximum size you can put on? Is 250 units. So you look at limit order, 15 bags. This was a very quick move up. So if I was to do that play, you'd move your stop right above your SL. I was just watching it, like where it would be, you know, 2 grand, 6 grand, 15 grand, 12 grand. It hovered around a bit. Fuck me, man. I just need some more capital. Just need some more capital. What I have found recently, actually no, before I go into that, it's interesting. Smaller moves with more capital, obviously higher risk, but the higher reward in it. But it just goes to show that this is the model here to then go up and target previous daily high. I don't doubt that we'll end up coming and taking this due to the nature of the bullish sentiment of the markets at the moment. You know, we're above all-time highs. Swept that, traded into this fair value gap here, and yeah, we've pushed up. So I don't doubt that we'll come and take this, and that will be the model. But it was just interesting to see a different way it formed. Like, it's still a PD array. Normally I'd be looking for a fair value gap, but they do form off breaker blocks or order blocks. And yeah, it was just nice to see that it was just good price action today, really. It was nice. So that would have been a good 2 to 1 if we targeted AM high, you know, 3.5 to 1, but nah, nonetheless, we didn't take that. So yeah, just want to nice trades today. Recovered nicely. I took a little break from the charts after this first stop just to give it a bit more time, get closer to the AM session, see how we do, just see the move. So this would have been this was the bear trap, really, due to the SMT. And yeah, overall you can see we've taken previous daily high here. So it's just one of those interesting stuff. I'm happy with the trading today. I think what helped was obviously I had to go walk to a shop to get some food and stuff, so it gave me like 10-15 minutes just to recalibrate, refocus myself, just in case there was another setup, because I did feel like we could definitely see something, especially for the fact that at the time that I got stopped out on that first one, we were sitting around here, and I knew this was still the draw on liquidity. Like, if you look at the hourly, you know, you've got equal lows here, that's the main draw, and then from there we've ripped up, broken structure here, here on the hourly, and then just continued up. So yeah, this is the next draw, the equal highs here. This is the wick, so I'm not too bothered about that, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is me done for the week. To be honest, I got a busy day on Friday. Thursday, I think there's some more red folder news, some more NFP news. So yeah, overall, very happy with today's trades, and it's a good start to the month. We are green on the week, green on the month, and yeah, my eToro account is now also running in profit after about 3 years, so the P&L is looking good. July is historically bullish, and there's not been a red July for the last decade, so hopefully we continue to see bullish price action, touch wood. And yeah, with that all being said, I will catch you tomorrow.